What's up, guys? Welcome to the Turbo John YouTube channel. We're over here at B&K Performance. We're working on Randy's car, trying to get some work done. Hopefully we're going to make a lot of progress with this tonight. Let me show you what we're doing. This thing was, with it being blower before, it had slip collectors on it. And with a turbo, it's going to have back pressure, so we had to weld that together. I suck at welding. Sorry, Randy.
It's all good.
But we got this one welded up over here. You can see my welds are terrible. So what we were planning on doing, we got that welded up, and then we were putting the oil pump on it, and then we run into a problem with the oil pump. So what we needed to do was move the bracket. Okay, so we're about to have to do something I've never done before. This is a nice Peterson multi-stage pump. So this was attached to the gear drive earlier on the other motor. So now we gotta attach it straight to the motor plate. So we bought this nice little bracket here. It bolted right to this. The only problem we've got is we're trying to reuse these headers. So we worked on the headers a little bit earlier. Got one side mostly welded up. And this thing going back under the mid plate is hitting the header. So we need this to move to back here. So we're going to take this Peterson oil pump apart and try to move the stages. And if you look at this thing, it's got scavenge in, scavenge out. I'm sorry, scavenge in, scavenge in, scavenge in, and then out, out, out. And that's what goes to the dry sump tank. This is the actual pressure port back here, and this is what regulates the pressure. So this is what pulls from the oil tank, and then that right there is what feeds the motor for pressure. So we're going to try to move this real fast, see if we can get it moved, and that way we can get it to bolt up. Okay, so we were going to just swap this thing out and around. Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna show them. But check this out. Look in here. This thing has got gouges all freaking in it. So he said he sent it off last year and everything come back fine. So apparently at some point, this is the one that feeds the motor too. Now luckily it comes out of the oil tank down into the bottom. Then it goes through the gears and then it goes up to a filter. So mostly, I mean, all that stuff got caught in the filter, but the actual pump itself is, I mean, the gears are pretty rough. And you can see it. We were going to swap it out and change it, but since he's got to send it to them and let them rebuild it, you can see the gears. There's a lot of damage to it where there's been a lot of material. Now these are just, I mean, aluminum gears. So I imagine it'll be pretty easy to rebuild it, hopefully. And not super expensive. And then what we'll do is we'll get them, while they've got it, to move this scavenge back here to the, right there. It needs to go beside the oil pressure is what it needs to do when they put it back together. So it looks like we're at a stopping point, but you know, we made some progress. I'll show y'all what we've done on the car tonight. We got some work done. That's pretty cool. I mean, I've never taken apart a Peterson oil pump. Have you, Randy?
Nope.
So Brian was right. It wasn't.
Hope we never take it apart again.
Oh, right. It wasn't too bad to take apart. I mean, you know, you can see these scavenges. All three of these are hooked together. You see it's got a common rail down there, and that's why these two are capped, which we could, depending on how the layout is with the motor plate. I mean, we could move that one to this one and block both of these and it'd be just fine. So one of these scavenge, how many do you have? You got two coming off the oil pan, two coming off the oil pan, and then one coming off of the intake. So that one coming off the intake is probably going to end up going to the turbo, I imagine, because it's just what we got to do. We got to figure out how we're going to mount everything, but in order to actually get everything mounted, first thing we got to do is get the oil pump mounted. And once the oil pump gets mounted, then we can mount the fuel pump, because you see he's got this nice handy dandy Moroso pulley set up. That thing works awesome, but it's just one of those things. We're in stages here, and the problem is everything we need is 2 days away or 3 days away. So I don't know. We're going to send the pump off. He's going to send the pump off, get it done, get it rebuilt, freshened up, move the bracket while they got it apart. Then we're going to do that. In the meantime, Brian is planning on making the turbo kit probably in the next couple days. We got a header over here. This is the same kind that is on Randy's car, so we're welding up the headers. You can see how it's got the slip fit. So we put it all on there and then we weld it up the best we can. And then, you know, that way it's easier to go on. The header goes on one piece. And this is the same headers that were on it when it was the blower car. So everything is a little tight, and you know, the oil pump is further out with the gear drive than what it is with this. So that's where we're at. I mean, you know, with Randy's car, you can see the motor's in. So we made progress. I mean, we're making progress. It's slow. Woodstock is a no-go for us this week with his. So I mean, it is what it is. I'll probably come back over here in the next couple nights and finish welding up that header, and then hopefully we can make some progress next time whenever they get pumped back. Where's Peterson at, Randy? I don't know where they're at either. So let's see. All right, later.